Hey, I'm Sean Kay, and this is your Sailor Station. Welcome to this new episode, and we are very excited about our brand new opening credit sequence created by broadcasting student Chris Collins. Great job, Chris. All the ghosts and goblins were at the high school this past Friday for our annual Halloween costume contest. Teachers, students, and staff all got in the spirit of the day. The annual costume contest was judged by the teachers. The winners were: this year, the funniest costume goes to Brianna Boyce for wearing Pillsbury Doga. The most original costume was Scarecrow by Mia Gazinski. The best group was Safari by Thespian Troop and Miss Taplin. Best overall was a tie between Annabelle by Brianna Clark and Push by Connor Jaffe. That's not the only fun thing happening at the high school. Did you know that we have an e-sports club? If you like playing video games and think you might like to play competitively, then this may be the club for you. Let's take a look.
My name is Joseph Michelangelo. I am the president of the eSports Club this year. This year, the eSports Club is mainly about playing games competitively and getting scholarship money for the kids that are actually very good at these games. We're going to be participating in a tournament at the end of the year that's for a lot of scholarship money. We play against schools across the nation, and it's going to be highly competitive, and we entered last year and it didn't go so well, but this year, now that we really know what we're up against, we're holding practices and we're really taking it seriously. Our first fundraising tournament was an in-house Smash tournament, and it went amazing. It went far better than we expected. We had a lot more people, and it was overall just amazing for everybody there. The fundraising money is going to promoting the club and making it so that we can send our kids to the tournaments. And if we have any excess money over this year, we're going to try and buy equipment for the school so that we can do practices inside the school. We meet on Mondays, but not all the time, only when there's something that really needs to be discussed, like there's upcoming practices, tournaments, any information that has to go out. Tournaments will take place in room N124, and we're going to be trying to hold our in-school tournaments. We're trying to get them in the auditorium. It's $5 per entry with a grand prize of $25. It's really fun, and it's overall just great to go to. You don't even have to pay to watch at this point right now, and people have already come to just watch. If anybody wants to join the eSports Club, you can go right to me, or you can go to Mrs. Epps. We also have flyers around the school, which all you have to do is scan the QR code, and it will bring you to our websites and everything that we have. Our information is listed on the bottom of these forms, and they're everywhere. It looks really good on your college portfolio, guys. You should totally get into the eSports Club.
Speaking of sports, let's continue with Matt with our sports wrap-up.
In school sports, the boys varsity soccer team made it all the way to the semifinals but lost to Westbury this weekend. The football team beat Freeport to cap off their regular season with a 7-1 record and look to go strong into the playoffs. The Jets and Giants both aren't doing too well, although the Jets did beat the Bengals this weekend in a thrilling game, and the Giants look to take on the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. In hockey, the Islanders just came back from a 5-day break and are playing alright, and the Rangers are looking pretty good to start the season. The World Series is underway between the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros. The Braves have a 3-2 lead in the series and hope to close it out the series soon. In the NBA, the New York Knicks are off to a hot start. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets are very slow to start the year. Let's send it back to Sean and the Sailor Station.
Just so you know, it's not all fun and games here. Students at the high school are also being prepped for life after high school. Recently, the guidance department organized a senior interview day. Let's take a look.
Senior interview day was about designing a thing for seniors where it was a model of what their interview later on in the year would be for college admissions or job interviews, and they gave words of advice on like your presentation, your speech, your tone, and what you're saying and what they would want to hear.
How do you think that this improves the likelihood that students will get a job after high school?
Sure. So going on job interviews, it could be a little anxiety producing. People could be very nervous. So it's always good to practice. So with my students, when they're about to go on an interview, I often will role play with them and try to just ease their nerves and get them comfortable, a little bit more familiar with the situation. So that's really the goal of this program, is to get all the students an opportunity to interview. And we've heard from so many students that they've actually never been on an interview before, and they actually really enjoyed this. So it's good to get some practice in before the real thing.
So how are you guys feeling about the whole job interview? Are you more nervous, excited?
Well, I just did the college interview, so it's basically a mock interview, which what I would have with a college person doing for applications. And I feel like it went over pretty well because my resume really had all the answers to the questions on it. I had a good amount of academics, extracurriculars, and work experience. So I felt like it went over really well because I had a background in every single question they were asking about.
And I did the job experience, the job interview. So I already went in for a job interview before. I work at Starbucks, so I was more excited to get more experience.
So do you feel that past job credentials have definitely improved your experience doing a interview at Oceanside schools?
I definitely think so, because once you have more experience, you get more comfortable talking to people, answering questions. So I've had a couple different jobs working at summer camps, law firms, stuff like that. So doing like those like applications, stuff like that, made it easier to talk to people and be more open about who you are and what you can do.
Yeah, it was pretty much the same questions as a normal job would ask, and pretty much my resume had everything that they needed. So yeah,
Really great experience. It's an opportunity for our students to learn some real world skills about interviewing, resume writing, things like that.
And it's really important if people want to get into colleges or get good jobs, you have to know how to like present yourself well and speak well. So they give you a lot of great advice on that.
The Sailor Station. Please subscribe to our channel for more content like our new Nerd Culture episode coming soon. Until then, I'm Sean K, and remember, for all things Sailor Nation, we are the Sailor Station.